What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Yung Semaj, and you just tuned into the SemajVLOG, episode 7. Yeah, we on episode 7, baby. And today, I want to talk to you about holidays. So, we just passed Halloween, and quick intro, I'm gonna jump into that real quick and kind of segue into everything else. We just passed Halloween, which a lot of people perceive as the devil's birthday, but we don't understand that that is actually Halloween is derived from All Saints Eve, which was actually a Christian holiday where they celebrated the saints that had passed away. Got switched up flim flam, and that's why I hate the holidays, but I still celebrate. That's kind of the whole point of the topic today, on the vlog today. So it's a talk on the pros and cons of the holidays. So I'm gonna keep it real short today. I got 3 points, like I always do. Point 1 is the pros of the holidays. Point 2 is the con of the holidays, and then cons of the holidays. And then point 3 is why I still celebrate them. So I'm gonna try to keep it short and sweet, hit you hard, let you know how I feel about the holidays and why I hate them, but I still celebrate them. I got some side notes here too. Bear with me today. I hope it's interesting. The way I took notes was a little bit different. It was a little bit more haphazard, jotting down a whole bunch of things. I got a whole bunch of things on this side of the notebook, and then I got my main things on this side of the notebook. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the views. Please like and subscribe, and please share. Y'all don't know how much a share means to your boy. It means a lot. Okay, SemajVLOG, why I don't like or why I hate holidays, but I still celebrate them. Point 1, the pros of holidays. Okay, I'm about to give you the pros of holidays. Number 1 is it brings family together. The holidays bring family together. Usually on Thanksgiving, Christmas and all this, people are off from work and they get a chance to spend a certain amount of time with their family. New Year's Eve as well, but you get to spend time with your family and celebrate the holidays with your family, so it brings families together. So this is a pro of it. I'm so thankful for the holidays. I celebrate the holidays because they bring families together. Number 2 is, to be honest, some of the best memories that I have in my life have happened on holidays. Some of the best memories that I have in my life have happened on holidays. So kudos to holidays on that one, on the pros. And number C, under the pros of the holidays, C under pros of the holidays is it unites families and even nations under one spirit. Shout out to Donna Lee on that. It unites families and even nations under one spirit. To break that one down a little bit, I remember, I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. But I remember around the holiday season, I remember it was around Christmas specifically, I remember being so full of generosity, just wanting to give. And I remember saying, man, I wish I could have this spirit, or where is this spirit in me throughout the whole year? Why is it so easy right now during this time for me to think about people and think about gifts that I want to give them? It's easy right now. Why is it so easy? And as I begin to think, as I begin to go out in public, throughout my day, as I meditated on that, I began to see that everything around me was about giving. Everything else around me was about generosity. The whole nation, everywhere you went, every store you went into, every place you went, people had on Christmas costumes and get-ups and stuff like that. You saw elves and reindeers and everything everywhere you go. And it's going to be like that as the holiday seasons come up. As Thanksgiving comes up, you're going to see turkeys and all type of advertisements. Everywhere you go, you're going to see some representation of Thanksgiving. And then when Christmas comes, it's going to be the same thing. So and I thought about it, and I'm like, it's easy to me right now to feel so generous, because everywhere I go, it's in my everyday life. I am seeing, boom, give, want to give, buy this for someone. This makes a special gift, and it was in me, and that's already, I feel like, a part of me. Generosity is a part of me, something that I want to do, something that is just a natural desire in me. But I just felt it was like so easy around this time of Christmas to just give, or to just be in that spirit of giving. And I feel like that it was because everywhere you went in the nation, in the country, in the US, in your city or your state, everywhere you went, you saw giving and Christmas and gifts. So that's why I felt I concluded. And so that's the point C. Those are the 3 points of the pros on holidays. Now here are the three cons. Well, actually, I just have one con. Normally I have a point, and then I have an A, B, and C, and then another point, then A, B, and C, and then the third point in A, B, and C. Today I just have under point 2 of the cons of the holiday. I'm about to really give you the real. All this, speaking of the pros that I named, all this can and should, I would even say must, be done without the programming of the holidays. In times past, in times recent, I've noticed that in my life, when I have certain things in place at a certain time of the day or a certain time of the week, that I'm going to do something and have those things planned out, then I become a more productive person. And we can do this. All these things, all these benefits are great things, and this is why I celebrate the holidays, because you can't expect everybody to all deprogram at the same time. You can't expect everybody to feel the same way you feel when it comes to the holidays. And so when I wrote down on like I said, I jotted some notes over here too. What I wrote down is pretty much a con against every pro over here. So let's do that since we're on the pros and cons. But my main thing, remember this, the main thing that I want to say about the holidays is that we wait. As people, as family, as a nation, we wait to the holidays come up to do the things that actually we should do on a regular basis as much as possible. Give our family gifts, show our family loves, throughout the week when it's not a holiday, on a random day, have meals and sit down and talk and ask family members what they got going on, or celebrate with family members. Connect on an ongoing basis. We don't do that. Me especially, being African American, being black, we don't do that a lot. We only pretty much do that on the holidays. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna break down the cons though, but that's my main thing. I want to make that point clear, that is my main problem, is that all this can be done without us waiting on the holidays. Okay, so for pro number 1, I said it brings families together. So yeah, holidays do bring families together, but guess what? There's been times where I have wanted to connect with family, and family have wanted to connect with me, but for whatever reason it didn't happen, and these weren't holidays. But if I look back at the percentage of the time over the years, when it's a holiday, it seems like it's that extra energy to go make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yo, I might can't catch you on this random day in the summer, or I might can't visit, or you might can't visit, throughout this day of the year, but on the holiday, I'm gonna be there, more likely than all, more likely than not. And so it's like, if we could, I don't know. It's like I said. I don't know if I said it in the beginning of this when I was running through some takes before, but I was talking about a lot of this has to deal with programming, and I'm gonna throw that in there a little bit as well. But a lot of this has to deal with programming, and programming is not always a bad thing, and I'm gonna talk about that. But the holidays, to me, I feel like is bad programming, and these are the reasons why. So it brings family together, but you know, I could be doing that numerous times throughout the year instead of just waiting on the holidays. And you know, like I said, for one thing, it's a personal decision. You know, like for me, I gotta say, yo, I gotta meet up with family, I gotta get up with such and such, I gotta make that happen, and I gotta make that happen no matter what. But what I'm saying is that when I say, yo, I gotta meet up and get up with such and such might be more accessible, or it might be easier to get up with such and such on a holiday, maybe because they have the day off, maybe because they're looking at the holiday as, yo, this is something special, so I got to get up. So that's what I'm saying on that point. Okay, so some of the best memories, or the best memories that I have in my life have happened on holidays. And so that was the pro. So the counter to that is that all these things can be done and should be done without major programs. So that's almost the same thing I was saying about that other point is I can create great memories every day. You know what I'm saying? I can create great memories every day, lasting memories every day with the people that I love every day or every week or every month, and not wait to a certain season or a certain time of the year to create those memories. There's another vlog I'm going to do where I talk about perspective of time, and I've talked about time a lot in my vlogs, but you know, we wait into the holidays, but you don't know how much time you got. I'm gonna catch such and such on Christmas, I'm gonna catch such and such on Thanksgiving, I know I'm gonna see such and such on the 4th of July, but such and such might not make it to the 4th of July. You might not make it to the 4th of July. And so the last thing is that thing about making us one spirit, you know, that it unifies us, that everybody, the majority of everybody at a certain time in the holidays are either wanting to be with family, or wanting to be generous, or wanting to be celebratory, to celebrate. And so, you know, we're all in one spirit, the majority of us are in one spirit. And so I'm saying that to say that if we can do that, once again, that point is, if you look at things, the way that things are set up for the holidays, the way they're set up quarterly almost. And so to be one spirit, like around Valentine's Day, a lot of people want to be thinking about love and about relationships and about things like that. And then later on in the year, it's going to be Christmas and things like that. But why do you think the majority of the holidays are set up at the end of the year? Because on a national scale, the government, they need to make a certain amount. It's almost like a business. It's like, you know, in business, in ministry, a lot of times the income, the revenue is broken up into quarters, and quarters are, you know, 3 months, or you got 4 quarters, and you got, in those 4 quarters include 3 months. 4 times 3 is 12. That's your whole year. So the last 3 months of the year, if you look at where all the holidays really are, and all the holidays that are about spending, sales tax, and all that good stuff, is around the last part of the year. So it's like that's set up. So if we're not, as a country, as a nation, if we're not doing well as far as bringing in money for the nation, that's the last push. You see what I'm saying? And so, although we're in one spirit, on the back end, on the other side, on the flip side, we're being programmed. And so, you say, Yung Semaj, why are you talking about all this programming stuff? Why are you deconstructing all your pros that you put about holidays with cons? You know, but you're saying all this stuff, but why do you still celebrate it? And so, honestly, I'm gonna break it down for you. And that's the last point. My last point is I still celebrate them. Out of all these things, out of knowing, having all this knowledge about the programming of it. Some other side notes is I put that a lot of our American holidays are around the same time as Jewish holidays. In that our holidays are usually pagan renditions of Jewish holidays. For like Easter, like Easter is like is really what Esther, which is like a Greek goddess, the goddess of many breasts. And so you think about the eggs and all that stuff, and eggs, pregnancy, fertility, all that. It's a whole different meaning. It's almost like an undertone message that the majority don't see. A lot of other things that we do in our holidays are pagan things. If you go look back at them, they're not of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who I serve. They're not things that, they're almost mockings of those Jewish holidays. Which I wanted to say something on the side note as well about Jewish holidays. And this is going to actually bring in my third point as well, is that that God did recognize that God did set up holidays. Yom Kippurim, Passover, Pentecost, all the holidays, I don't know them all, feast and all type of things that God told the Israelites to do, His chosen people to do. So God saw benefits in that, and so like I said before earlier, that there is a good programming. And so I want to just go down to point number 3 is why I celebrate the holidays. Is under point 3 is I can't expect everyone to deprogram and jump on board. And so I hinted to that earlier, but I can't expect everybody to deprogram and jump on board. Like I said, for me, as I think over my past, as I think over my childhood, some of the greatest memories and moments I've had, probably because it's, probably specifically at Christmas. I might be thinking about the Christmas movies though, so I was gonna say probably specifically at Christmas because I'm getting something, getting a gift. Some of the greatest memories I've had have been on holidays. So, if I'm going to be real and expect other people to be human and expect other people to have a mind, have a heart or whatever, then I got to know that they might have had some great memories associated with some of these holidays. And you might have had some great memories associated with some of these holidays. And for me to just expect you to just pervert those memories or feel like those memories were insincere in a certain type of way or not real or unauthentic in a certain type of way, for me to expect that from you or from my family or for anybody else, that's unfair to me. And so, I learned that with my diet, with going vegan and things like that. And you even see that with fitness and things like that. Once you get in the gym, once you start doing things that you see are beneficial and helping you, that you didn't even think of before, and then you start doing them, you get into them and you do a deep dive into them, or maybe you just get into them a little bit and you see results. You want other people to see results. You know that other people, hey, they're probably not even thinking about this. They're probably not even thinking about eating this type of way. They're probably not even thinking about exercising this type of way. They probably don't even think about the holidays this type of way. But dang, I wish they did, because this has been so beneficial for me. I want it to be beneficial for them. But you gotta have patience with people, and so you can't expect everybody to jump on board. So that was point B on that one. Point A under the last point. And point B on this one is I'm woke to the pros and cons. I gave you the pros and cons. you know, I guess without the holidays, without things being set up in the way that the government or the nation set these things up, this system, the way the system is set up, without those things, maybe my parents or my friends, my families, aunts, uncles, whoever it may be, people that I want to spend time with, maybe, you know, maybe they didn't. Maybe I wouldn't have had those memories with them, you know, if it wasn't for the holidays. You know what I mean? Maybe we would have never got up, never at all. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it wouldn't have been as significant. And so the ideas behind, I guess, the holidays too, as well, giving, generosity, celebration, and all that, I'm down with. I get that. It's the other part of it. And so I'm woke to the pros and cons. So when I was talking earlier about programming, let's jump into that. So their programming is basically, you know, I wish I would have looked up the definition. I really do. I'm gonna do my best to define it, but it's basically repetition of something, hearing something, seeing something, you know, that's in your life on a daily basis or on a repetitive basis. And I'm not sure if the official definition is going to say this, but that probably that repetition of seeing that thing affects your thinking, your behavior in some type of way. And so that's my definition of programming without looking up the definition. So I think that there could be good programming. Anyway, and maybe there's another word for programming. But anyway, bad programming. So propaganda, non-moral programming. Those are things that I would say are bad programming. A type of programming to lead people into believing something that is a half-truth or that is not true at all, or you're maliciously telling an untruth. You know, like your heart is, yo, I know this is untrue, but I'm gonna put this out there as if it's true, for my own gain. You know, to me that's bad programming. You know, and I think we have a lot of that going on. I think that's the majority of the programming that we have. But there is good programming, and earlier I was to you, this is a program, but this is good programming. I've been talking about how to get over other people's opinions. I've been talking about differences in the church. I've been talking about how to get over doubt. These are things that people really need to hear. These are things that people really need to see, and they can know, they can count on coming to the SemajVLOG and getting that. You know what I mean? It's there. It's going to be there for the taking. And so last but not least is that in all of this, point C under why I still celebrate them is point C. I kind of said it in a couple different ways, so check it out. I believe in people over points. I believe in relationship over religion. I believe in touching hearts instead of teaching traditions. And so if I'm going to choose touching hearts instead of teaching traditions, there's going to be certain times where I don't agree with certain things, but I can still be in the presence of that thing, or there's going to be times where I don't agree with certain people, and I can still be in the presence of those people. I cannot agree with their behavior or their lifestyle, but I can be in their presence because I could affect them by the way that I live. A lot of times, especially in the Christian community, y'all know I'm gonna give y'all a hard time because it's the truth. In the Christian community, we so judgmental of everybody. We so judgmental. And guess what? I'm saying that as a believer, as a Christian. What you think the non-believers and the sinners that we so-called call them, what you think they saying? They saying, I don't want to talk to them judgmental church people. So in that point, you've taken the opportunity to give them Christ, to give them a relationship with God, to give them the knowledge of them being able to have salvation. you've taken that opportunity away to make a point. You know what I'm saying? To teach a tradition. I was talking to somebody the other day, since we're on a spiritual note. I was talking to somebody the other day about the man who was at the pool lane for 38 years. He was there at the pool lane 38 years. Jesus comes on the scene after these 38 years. Jesus asks him, do you want to be healed? Jesus heals the man, tells him to take up his mat and walk. The man picks up his mat and walks. Jesus heals him. It's on the Sabbath. The Pharisees and Sadducees who've seen this man here for 38 years, they know he's been trying to get in the pool for 38 years. They seen this man here for 38 years who was lame, who couldn't walk. They see him walking. Not only walking, carrying his mat. They see him walking and carrying his mat. And the question that they ask him is, why are you carrying your mat on the Sabbath? Why are you working on the Sabbath? The person that you saw laying there. You ain't say, how are you walking? You said, why are you working? You ain't say, let me say that again. You didn't say, how are you walking? You said, why are you working? That's why I celebrate the holidays. Because I am not about to sacrifice the time, the moments I can make with my family, and the people that I love the most. I'm not about to sacrifice that when I could die any day to prove a point, to promote a tradition, or to tear down a tradition. I can do that by showing them that I love them. I can do that in strategic ways than removing myself from their presence. And that's the problem. That's the problem with the church. That's the problem with people of different races. That's the problem mostly with the world, is that we are wanting to make a point over wanting to love people. You know, it's crazy because in the end, people are what matter. And in the end, if you can hold back your point to be in a presence with somebody and be genuine and be authentically in the presence with somebody who you have different viewpoints with, whose lifestyle is different than yours, if you can be in their presence and still show them love, sooner or later, eventually, if that's a consistent thing, not even saying that you have to go and put yourself in that situation. If you can't help it because of work, because of relationships with friends and such with different lifestyles, if you have to be in that situation and you can show love at a certain time, you should be able to build a relationship with that person to where they're going to either look at your life and they're going to want what you have. If what you have is really the better thing, they're going to want what you have or admire what you have. Not necessarily envy, but admire what you have. And then they're going to come to you and ask you, you know, why is this, that, and why is that? Or y'all going to be so tight, so close because of the love that you presented first, that you can speak into that person's life now. But if I see a person whose lifestyle I don't agree with, or if I see a person whose history that I don't agree with, and the first thing I gotta say is, if that's the first thing I'm gonna do, conversation at that point is through, done. But if I can love on you, if I can show you love, if I can accept you and show you that I'm not a hater, then you might just say, yo, what is that? Because other people don't show me that. And so my whole thing in this thing is stop being programmed. Stop being programmed. Deprogram. The holidays are great because they give us opportunities to be off from work, which I believe you should be an entrepreneur, especially as a black person. You should be building your own wealth, but they give you time, they give you opportunities to be off from work and to be with family and to enjoy family and to make memories, to give and to eat and to celebrate. Yes, they give you all those opportunities, but how many holidays, how many major holidays do we have in a year? 10? So you going out of 365 days, you're gonna spend 10 celebrating? You're gonna spend 10 days with the people that you love? You're gonna spend 10 days giving thankful and thoughtful gifts to the people that you love and even to people that you don't even know? 10 days, that's all you're gonna do out of your year? What, I'm 30 now? 30 times 10 is 300 days out of 30 years? Not even a year yet? So deprogram. Yes, the holidays are opportunity. And I remember this in a side note, because I remember talking about this with one of my peeps. Even the Jewish holidays, God saw benefit in evidently putting holidays out in certain times to remember things, in certain times to celebrate things, and in certain times to do traditions of certain things. So God saw fit in that, but that's under the old covenant as well. If you're a believer, you have the Holy Spirit within you. The things that they were celebrating about, the things that they were remembering about, we have that now. We have that. And so we can do that every day. Every day can be a Jewish holiday. Every day can be an American holiday. Every day you can spend time with family. Every day you should live a life of generosity. Every day you should want to buy things and give things to the people that you love. Every day you should want to have talks and have times and make memories with the ones that you love every day, not just the holidays. So that's why I don't like holidays, or I hate holidays, is because it makes us programmed to be lazy, to sit back and wait on the holidays, wait on the TV to tell us when to go buy something for somebody. You feel me? Wait on the commercials to tell us when it's time to go give, when it's time to go take time off from work and invest time in our families, invest time in our children, and our brothers and our sisters and our family. So I went on a rant. This is more of a rant than it is a vlog. Check me out, YungSemaj.com. What it is, what it do, you already know. We're doing big things. The SemajVLOG, I'm hitting